Gun control. The theory that a woman found dead in an alley, raped and strangled with her own pantyhose, is somehow morally superior to a woman explaining to the police how her attacker got that fatal bullet wound. I realize it's a little bit of a mood killer, but I wouldn't really care if, you know, woman wants to carry a gun. That's actually fine with me. I don't. That's fine. But but a claim has been made, so let's think about this. It's interesting in situations such as this that we are all so imprisoned, I guess, by our intuition. That little picture in your mind of how it would go if you were in this situation. I mean, few people really have like a lot of experience with like being attacked, but yet the view of like someone's view of how useful a weapon would be often depends on how this little image they get in their mind of what that would be like. Usually because the closest experience any of us have is like watching television, right? So let's think about this. Now, let's say that someone goes into like a fucking store, right? And they just start shooting the place up, okay? And I happen to have a gun on me, okay? So this is like kind of the dream scenario for gun nuts. This is what they gush over. Now I can take this guy out. There are some real challenges to this. I mean, first of all, I have to not be one of the initial victims, yet despite this, be able to figure out what is happening. So be close enough to where I'll know that there's a gunman. I have to remember that I have a weapon on me. Oh, that's easy. You'll remember you have the weapon now. Yeah, because right now you're remembering it, right? Like right now I'm sitting on Facebook like, oh hell yeah, buddy, I'm going get I got my gun on me, and you ain't gonna be fucking with me. I'm gonna pull that out and take care. I'll blow you away. You want to see if I got a gun? You just come on up and try to attack me and find out. You can see how I feel about gun control. Right? Yeah, that's easy when you're sitting here on the fucking computer or Facebook or whatever you're doing. But when you're actually in this situation, this might not be your mindset. Okay? And then I have to get close enough to the shooter and, to take a good aim, right? Since I'm probably not walking around with like some fucking sniper rifle, with a scope on it, right? And manage to get him before he gets me. Okay, so those are the challenges. But I can conceive of that happening. I don't know how likely it is to work, but I can conceive of it happening. Okay? Or let's say someone breaks into my house, and I'm laying there in bed, I hear a noise, I get my gun out from under my pillow, and I go downstairs and I just take him out. Okay? I think statistically you're more likely to shoot a family member than an intruder, but okay, I can conceive of that possibly working, but a woman in an alley? Now, I mean, how is this going to happen? Now, maybe, like, in our mind, what we're seeing here is like, yeah, this girl, she's able to take care of herself. She's like a fucking yoga instructor, she's able to handle herself pretty well. And this guy, he's like been on fucking crack for 5 years. He's like 125 pounds and in bad shape. And she'll be able to get to her gun, with him. But I'm afraid that's not going to work here. Let's remember the alternative scenario. The alternative scenario is that he is going to be able to strangle her, rape and strangle her with her pantyhose. He's killing her with his bare hands. He's completely subduing her physically and killing her with his bare hands. He is a lot stronger than she is. I mean, for this to be the alternative, this has to be the case. So this is like a strong man and a comparatively weak female. Furthermore, he knows that he's going to attack her. He's actually prepared for the attack. She doesn't know it's coming. So he is going to have the element of surprise on his side. And I have this feeling that this lady is not the equivalent of John Wayne. Keep the gun down here on her holster. She probably is going to keep it in her purse. Okay? Him being prepared, he might take her purse away from her. I mean, he might have thought out how he's going to go about subduing her. But even at that, how is she going to manage to get to it in time? First of all, she's going to have to think about it. Again, well, it's easy to think about it right now when you're on the computer, sitting here all like, man, you don't be all up in my shit. I'll pull out my Glock and put a cap in your ass. But at the time, it might be different. You might have had this gun for 15 years. You felt like that when you bought it. Then day in, day out, never using it, never needing it. It's just there. Is it really going to be the first thing that pops into your mind? And are you really going to be able to get to it and like be able to aim it at the guy and shoot him? I mean, I suppose this would work if he approached you from the front, like with a knife or something, like, okay, baby, I got you now. Get over there. You know, then you could be like, what are you going to do with that thing? Put butter on me? But I mean, if he grabs the female and he's that much stronger than her, she's not going to be able to get inside her purse, get her gun, and be able to stop. I mean, if she gets it, he will probably be able to wrest it away. At the very least, she probably will not be able to point it at him and shoot. This is just not a feasible scenario. Yeah, so that's all.